My dear brothers and sisters, once again welcome to Sur Sangam Reflection from Jaipur. We have been so far talking about the kingdom of God, and Jesus has been speaking about it through various parables. Today also he talks about the same kingdom of God by two parables, namely the parable of the hidden treasure and also the parable of a pearl. What happens is there is a man who actually goes to buy some land, and there he finds a treasure. It is impossible for him to do anything about it because he doesn't have much money. But he sells everything that he has, even the most worthy thing that he has, and he goes and buys that treasure because he sees that treasure as the most valuable thing in his life. Then he speaks about a merchant who sells everything to get a pearl of greatest value possible. Friends, sometimes we do not understand it. Why? Because what is very precious may not be something that is seen by everyone. For example, if someone wants to climb Everest and many people die, you would wonder why would people do that? Just for a moment to go right on the top and stand there and feel, well, I have conquered it. But only that person knows the great joy of conquering Mount Everest. I would like to tell you something about Lincoln, Abraham Lincoln, the great president of America. He abolished slavery in America. America was prosperous because of many years of slavery. People were brought from Africa and they were tortured. But the country became very prosperous because of the labor that they rendered. But once the war took place, Abraham Lincoln could have decided, let us continue with the slavery. He would have been very popular president. They would have liked him. Who doesn't want money, no matter what the cost? But Lincoln decided otherwise. He said, we will have prosperity some other way, but not at the cost of these simple people who have been tortured day and night. And therefore he abolishes slavery. But then what happens? After some time, he is murdered. But America becomes prosperous in many other ways. Yes, he had seen something very precious, like a hidden treasure, which nobody else could see. And that is why we call him one of the greatest presidents of America. Similarly, we have apartheid in South Africa. 27 years Nelson Mandela suffers in the jail. He doesn't know whether people will be liberated. But ultimately it does when he himself becomes the president. But all this, my dear friends, is something so difficult, sometimes so dangerous, and yet something so precious which we are not able to know. मेरे प्यारे भाई और बहनों, ऐसी कौन सी चीज है जिसके लिए हम सब कुछ त्यागने के लिए तैयार हैं? अक्सर हम तैयार नहीं हैं, क्योंकि हमारे इर्द गिर्द ऐसी चीजें दिखती हैं जो अच्छे लगते हैं, और इसीलिए हम उसको लेने के लिए कोशिश करते हैं और अन्यथा हम कोशिश नहीं करते हैं। इन दिनों में आप देखते हो, ये बच्चे जो नीट एग्जाम के लिए तैयारी कर रहे थे, जब पेपर लीक हो गया तो वहां पर वो रो रहे हैं। ऐसा क्यों? क्योंकि हम जानते हैं नीट एग्जाम के लिए कभी कभी बच्चों को रात दिन तैयारी करनी पड़ती है, बरसों तैयारी करनी पड़ती है और कोशिश करने लगते हैं। उनको पता नहीं वो पास होंगे कि नहीं, लेकिन वो अबॉलिश हो जाता है तो उनको ऐसा लगता है उनकी जिंदगी का सब कुछ खत्म हो गया। That is the reason why Jesus says, seek first the kingdom of God. Where is the kingdom of God? It is around us. It is something that is unknown to people, but only those people who seek for it, look for it, they understand. It may be in your family. There may be a lot of problems going on in your family, and you may feel, oh, why should I bother about it? But then you decide otherwise. No, I will do something for my family. I will give up everything, but I will do something with which there can be greater joy in the family. Same thing can happen anywhere else. All the great people in the world who have brought greatness in the world are people who have sacrificed something so that they may get everything that others will not follow. Once Mother Teresa was asked, the work that she did was so horrible because that person she was looking after was stinking, smelling. And then one woman came and said, I wouldn't do this even for $1 million. And Mother Teresa smiles and says, neither would I. In other words, she was not doing for the money that she would get or anything else, but for the joy that she would get by doing something for such a horrible person who will receive a new life. Dear friends, that is why today's thinking, this is the reflection, is so very important for every one of us. We all live peripheral life, ordinary life, outside life, not depth-ridden life. When we go deep, then we something much more precious than what we usually observe. And such people are great people. And it is they who make the world and they who give us something to live. मेरे प्यारे भाई और बहनों, हमारी जिंदगी में हमें खोज करना पड़ेगा और हम खोजेंगे तब हमें मिल जाएगा, लेकिन उसके लिए प्रयास भी करना पड़ेगा, कुछ खोना पड़ेगा, लेकिन अंत में हमें वह मिल जाता है जिसके लिए प्रभु ने हमें बनाया है. This is the reason why Jesus says that which you seek, exactly as Solomon did, wisdom, knowledge, and something greater than everybody else sees, is actually the kingdom of God. The kingdom of God is not money. The kingdom is not the land. Kingdom of not one which is greed. Nothing of that sort. It's something so precious which we can know only when we receive it and accept it and we are ready to pay for it. Yes, ultimately, happiness and peace is ours because we have known what is right for us. So therefore, let us try to understand what is the most precious thing I need to do in my life, very especially as a person following Christ. That is why Jesus says, if you wish to be my disciple, take up your cross and follow me. And when I follow him, ultimately I will enter into that kingdom which nobody else has ever entered, where Jesus has prepared for me something wonderful, something very precious, something very beautiful. Thank you and God bless you.